the name of this blog is Life and Reason, and although there are sections on depression and chronic pain, and we're going to do a little bit of politics as well, and we're actually going to follow my surgery. But the most important part of this for me is to show you how life and reason, how closely intertwined they are, and how we've gotten away from that. How we've failed to understand that reason is good, and that there is good, objective goodness, and that reason leads us to it. So that if we want to have a good life, we have to live a reasonable life. And I want to show, I'm going to walk you through some of the steps. There are 10, actually we'll publish, there are 10 steps. I've written a little bit about the outline, we'll publish it. And so it's going to be called Outline of Life and Reason. And so that'll be on the website. You read through that. But what I wanted to do was add a personal note for why this is, for how it's helped me, how a life of reason has helped me. There's the waterfall video, which is a kind of a dramatic, emotional example of the voice of reason actually being in my life. But I've spent a life inculcating, I've spent a life developing reason from studying languages, studying mathematics. I was kind of a prodigy at mathematics when I was little, and was very comfortable with music. I knew musical theory and things like that, and I was hungry for reason. I was hungry to learn logic. I loved learning logic and set theory at Harvard. I went to school at Harvard, and to be able to reason, to be able to look at a situation and determine if it's what's irrational in moments of my life, when I have decisions to make, when I'm in a situation where I'm very depressed or in very much pain, I am able to stop myself and point out to myself the irrationality of the position, and the consequences of what will follow from the acts that I'm undertaking or think about undertaking. So even though the times that I've come closest to suicide have been like a snake biting, they happen very quickly, and it's very dangerous because it's kind of out of control. But when I have planned a suicide once, and I'll do that story sometime, but I approached it rationally, and I was sort of saved by the bell. I need to tell that story, but so reason is when you have a difficult life, it's important to stay rational, to try to keep your wits about you, to know that you've gone through it before, and if you're going through it the first time through depression, or if your pain is increasing, your chronic pain is getting worse, to appreciate the adventure, to look at it, try to be sort of, as Adam Smith said, a philosopher said, an external observer. Get outside of it and understand the process from as rational perspective as you can, so that you learn from the experience. Because depression and pain, they're both so contrary to, you don't want to understand them because they stop a person from understanding. The impetus, the weight of depression and the weight of chronic pain is to give up, is to not understand, is to just let go, and to fail, to not think about the situation that you're in. And I think the reason that I've been able to cope with the kind of pain and depression that I have in my life, two reasons. Family, which is luck and a gift of God, the love that they have. But my contribution has been to never get tired of the situation, never let it overwhelm me never stopped looking for something new in the situation. I was thinking about, I read a quote from Friedrich Schelling, who was I think he wrote this in 1809 in an article. He was a German philosopher. And he says, I can't read what I've written. He says, the veil of melancholy that is stretched out all of nature, the deep indestructible melancholy of life. Well, that's a terrible philosophy. It's just a terrible way to look at the world. If you're a rational person, you look at the world and it's fascinating. There's always something to learn. There's always new challenges. There's new truths coming. There's new truths just out of reach, and I have grown so much through being in pain and understanding depression. And it's not really, I wouldn't even call it courage. Courage is one of the lower virtues. It's not courage as much as it is being a lover of wisdom, being a lover of truth, trying to see the truth in every situation. And I don't know if I can teach you how to do it, because for me it was just sort of what I wanted to do all my life. Was to be a philosopher, was to love wisdom. That's what philosophy means. But it's very important on this website, it's very important to understand that I want the viewers, especially the people in pain and depressed, to try to bring reason to your situation. Try to be rational. Try to be present in a moment that's extremely difficult to be present in. And find some fascination, find some truth in those moments. Because the truth is there in those moments. I think that's enough.